Okay, so this video isn't going to be for everybody. This is a string of text messages from my second wife this morning, started this morning, concerning my son's seizure that he had about a month ago at his wrestling thing. So this isn't for everybody. What I'm documenting here, I'm just going to document again how sick these women are, how much control, how much power they've been given, how they continue to manipulate and lie about situations, how they do whatever they want, and how they're so brave. They don't care. They don't care because everything stands behind them. You know, all the powers that be stand behind these crazy fucking bitches. So I'm going to start off. I'll let you know when the text changes from me to her. And thankfully okay, so to give you a little background on her, while we were together, I helped her study everything for her medical billing. So she went and got, she got her medical billing, 2-year course. And, she was almost done with that actually, when she left me. She left me, let's see, I think right before that. It was right after we had put all our money down, bought her a car, bought a bunch, everything else we needed, and then she left and put a down payment on a house. So anyways, she's a medical biller, so obviously, she's not like my first wife. She speaks better. She, English is her first language. And that being said, because she didn't split it up into 1,000 different or text messages. Okay, so she goes, hey, just want to let you know Aiden has been diagnosed with idiopathic generalized epilepsy and has been prescribed a medication that he needs to take twice a day. He's been taking it around 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. Okay, first of all, when we left each other at the emergency room, she told me that she would keep me updated on whatever was going down and everything, doctor's appointment, anything. So that way I knew what was happening, right? I haven't heard anything. This is the first thing I've heard. Other things that we need to do to lessen the chance of a seizure are making sure he eats breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm going to read this quick because she's just going over protocols. I'm not even going to read all that because she's just going over protocols. But then she goes, actually I will, fuck it. Low blood sugar can trigger seizures. He doesn't need to be force-fed, but we do need to make sure he's eating, lower sugar intake. He is allowed to have sugar, but should be in moderation. Drink more water. He also needs to have plenty of sleep, not staying up all hours of the night. He goes to bed at 10:40 here, but he should have that minimum 8 hours of sleep. Also, if you need to wake him up, take his medicine, and then let him go back to sleep, that's fine, but he should be taking it about the same time every day. Missing a dose can cause serious effects. Keep that in your mind. Things he should not be doing in case he has a seizure: no baths and keep an ear out when he showers. He needs to make his showers quick, no swimming, stay away from heights where he could fall, common sense things. Things you need to know if a seizure does happen: make sure he doesn't hit his head on anything to cause a head injury. Don't try to restrain him, just make sure he's safe. Turn him on his side, don't stick anything in his mouth. Call 911 if the seizure lasts 5 minutes more. Call 911 if it looks like he's not breathing, what it looks like when he's having a seizure. He might make weird sounds, his eyes have been open. Make chewing movements with his mouth. He tenses up and convulses. When he comes out of the seizure, he's usually pretty out of it. His speech is slurred for a little bit and he doesn't remember it. It might take him a while to feel himself again and be fully aware. Don't force anything and just answer his questions calmly and comfort him. Stress and anxiety are not good, could also trigger a seizure. He also might sleep for hours afterward, which is common. Just let him sleep. Make sure he has water nearby and food or snacks for when he wakes up. I know it's a lot to process and learn, but the main thing is that he knows he's taken care of properly and supported. I wrote her back, I need to know the exact medication and diagnosis. Please send a picture of the form showing diagnosis. I also want any and all information that led to the conclusion of this diagnosis. She sent me a 1-page thing from this sleep center that said, he has idiopathic generalized seizures or whatever it's fucking called. And that was it. And then the picture of the bottle with the medication. So when I said that, she goes, I knew you would make this difficult. I'll send you the information, but I'm telling you right now, if you can't follow the medical advice of his doctor or cause issues with his doctor, and if you make this difficult for Aiden, I am not scared to take this to court for emergency custody. There you go. There's the power play. I'm doing what I'm doing. Don't make it hard for me. I wrote her back, make it difficult? You blindly follow what any expert tells you. You're a terrible mother that doesn't give a shit about her kid, only that you don't upset the system. Have you done any research? Of course you haven't. You will gladly shove any and all medication down his throat. You are extremely lazy, and that is a dangerous parent. I will be researching this, and I suggest you do the same. I'm not holding back, guys. I'm fucking giving it all to her. You guys haven't even gone into this bitch yet. This is her. Yes, I take the medical advice from his doctors, just as any normal parent does. No. No. A normal parent does just not start shoving medications down his fucking son's throat. This isn't a conspiracy, Richard. Oh, thanks. Thanks for letting me know. He's having seizures and they need to be controlled. If the doctor recommends medication to help that, then yes, that's what we're going to do. Just the same as hundreds of thousands of other people with the same condition do, I have researched it. I've joined groups for parents of children with epilepsy. Do not tell me that I'm blindly following along or that I'm lazy and I'm a terrible mother. I'm the only one taking care of him. So she's joining groups, okay? This is all about her. I want you guys to pay attention to this because this is all the fuck about her. The first was all about him. She was just being kind and letting me know exactly what was going to happen and what I needed to do to be his father, okay? That was the first one. Everything after that, she's putting her foot down and letting me know exactly what the fuck's going to happen. Do not tell me that I'm blindly following along or that I'm lazy and I'm a terrible mother. I'm the only one taking care of him. You haven't been around. You get him every other weekend, and you can't even do that sometimes. Like I said, if you can't make sure he's taken care of like he needs to be and take his medication, I will not hesitate to take you to court. The last time you wanted to be difficult and decide doctors don't know what they're talking about and didn't give him his medicine for the allergy, he got really sick. Lies. Lies, lies, and more. I mean, it's just so full of bullshit. You get him everywhere and you can't even do that. So, oh, man, I'm not even going into that. Anybody who knows me knows I would gladly have custody of my son. So I sent her a message back. Don't think you are slick by ending your text with the last time I got him sick. You are a lazy parent and a compulsive liar. You belong to a group of parents of kids with epilepsy, so I see this is all about you now. He has no history of seizures. He has only ever had the one. Yet you sat there and let these asshats prescribe a toxic medication that he has to take twice a day for the rest of his life. You are basing this off of one test, no other results. You make me sick. You are so lazy. You don't care about him. You just make sure you aren't upsetting the doctor or the system. That is pathetic. Then you want to threaten me if I don't agree with my son taking toxic medication for the rest of his life because of one seizure he had at 13. You even said it was because he didn't eat and his blood sugar was low. So because of a natural biological reaction he had due to low blood sugar, you want him on toxic meds so that you can feel like a good mommy. I suggest you look deeper into this medication as I will be doing. Do your due diligence. Medical malpractice is the second leading cause of death in America, mainly due to people being prescribed toxic medication they never needed for a condition they never had. The only parents blindly following doctors nowadays are lazy, selfish pigs like you. I suggest you get a follow-up and stand your ground with these asshats as they don't give a fuck about Aiden and just pushing legalized pills. She texts me back. So first you tell me to do my research. Then I tell you I joined a group so I could learn, and now it's all about me. Seems weird. There's nothing weird about that. There's nothing weird about that. Doing research and joining a group for parents to support has nothing to do with doing research. She's looking for validation. That is all she's doing. She's looking for people to go, oh, you poor woman, you got a kid with fucking seizures too, huh? It's a bunch of fucking parents shoving medication down their kids' fucking throats. And you should know that it is common for teens to develop seizures with no prior history. Also, it wasn't just one seizure. I took him off the medicine Saturday because he was feeling dizzy and he had another seizure. So he needs to stay on the medicine. I'm not going to fight you on this or try to defend myself as a mother. So either you can ensure you will make sure he takes his medication as prescribed, or I'm going to the court and he will not be going with you. I mean, that's crazy. So he got dizzy and had another seizure. You know, and I looked this seizure. I haven't had time, guys. I was at work today. I just got home. But I looked this medication up and at the side effects real quick before I left this morning, and it's not good. It's not good. And this medication takes 4 weeks, it said. It says on the thing, it takes 4 fucking weeks to come into effect. And she's telling me that she just started giving it to him, and all of a sudden, none of this makes sense, guys. None of it. None of it. If I was a parent that didn't care and just went, oh, give him the medication. Fucking lazy-ass goddamn parents. So these were sent, I think me and her were sending text messages at the same time, and I can't remember which came first. I think they both came at the same time. So I'll read this one. You are so blind. Think about why they would order him to take that after one lab result. Do you know they can do that test 5 different times and get different results every fucking time? Medical malpractice is the 2nd leading cause of death. You don't care. You would rather virtue signal how great you are by following these asshats' advice who make money off of every prescription they write. You haven't researched shit. And this is the, so I was saying that, I think, as she was writing it. I did just say, update you. I'm a single, oh, here we go. Here comes the, oh, poor Jessica. Poor fucking Jessica. It's all about her. She stole $20,000 from her daughter, by the way, last year. She stole $20,000, more than that maybe, $20,000 that came from a death fund for her daughter's dead daddy that died from a drug overdose a few years ago. Well, when her daughter turned 18, she was supposed to receive this benefit, and her mom took the fucking money. So just that way you guys sitting there going, oh, you're so mean to her. She's just trying to let you know what's going on. Fuck you. I did just update you. I'm a single mother with a full-time job who also takes time and picks him up from practices every day. She is such a fucking... She works from home, guys. She does medical billing from home. His practice is literally a mile down the road. She hasn't done anything for this boy until the past couple years. She started just barely lifting her finger enough for this boy. Other than, she loves taking him to the doctor. She loves anytime she has to go to a school. She likes that shit because it's documented. And she can write this shit in this fucking thing. And then she can take the rest of the year off from being his fucking mom. Bitch. Among many other things we have to do every day. She does nothing with him. That's my son's only complaint about it. So she never does anything. As never. I've come to her so many times with this. She does nothing. Has never done anything with him. Nothing. Nothing. Zero. Zero. Nothing. Imagine a parent doing nothing. She does nothing with him. Other than what she's stating here. Among many, and she doesn't take him to practice. She's a liar. Among many other things we have to do every day. Not to mention having to figure out all of this out, including doctor's appointments, etc. So excuse me for not having all of the extra free time that you do to message you at the drop of a hat. At the drop of a hat, bitch, I think I looked on that goddamn fucking sleep paper that you sent me, and that goddamn was from the 24th. 2 weeks ago. He had a fucking another seizure supposedly on Saturday after you've been giving him toxic medications for 2 weeks, and you didn't tell me about that. Also, anytime I do message you with something like this, I get called names and have the anxiety and stress of having to argue with you because you think everything is a conspiracy and I don't know what I'm doing. I've been trusted with Aiden's medical care his whole life. You know nothing about his medical history or his doctors. You've been to one appointment ever, and that was only because we were in the middle of court. You couldn't even answer any of the questions. Okay, so let's stop that. This is literally how she's judging her motherhood and my fatherhood, is off how many doctor's appointments I've been to. This is how she does this, because this is all she has to prove she's a mother. Taking them to fucking assholes who are prescribing legalized pills, legalized drugs, and making money off of it. She's a detriment to his safety. You couldn't even answer any of the questions from the doctor when he was in the emergency room because you don't know. I was in the middle of a severe anxiety attack. She doesn't care. Also, you left and sat in the car because your anxiety, because you couldn't handle it. Okay? And didn't want to listen to anything the doctor was saying. Again, just complete lies. She wasn't even in there when the doctor was talking. She's just lying. And because your anxiety was too much. So tell me, what's the point in updating you right away when all you do is make things harder and not helpful at all? The same way you wanted to argue and fight with the school because you have an issue with authority and think everything and everyone is against you. So the issue with the school she's talking about is when the assistant principal bullied her son and she didn't stand up for him. But that somehow she's gaslighting it back to me, right? Again, I'm not going to argue with you. Either follow the medical advice from his doctor or I will file emergency custody. And then I guess, so that was the end of that text. I guess she had read mine here that I had read prior. And she said, I will not be responding anymore. And then I text her back. I said, I need to know what happened when he had his second seizure the other day. She said, I already told you in the very first message I sent. I said, no, you didn't. You just said he had one. What were the conditions? Had he eaten that day? Was he under stress? Was it at the end of the day or beginning? What was he doing when it happened? How long did it last? How long until he recovered? Did you notice anything else that stuck out about the situation? All the shit she didn't bother to tell me before she put my son on toxic medications for the rest of his fucking life. What a fucking dumb bitch. It was 7:30 a.m. when he was in the car on the way to the wrestling match. Not under stress, very happy, acting normal. Lasted 2 to 3 minutes. He was out of it at least a half hour afterwards until he fell asleep on the couch for about 4 to 4.5 hours. Everything else I said in the first message. I think that's it. I'm shaking. I'm shaking because my son is in the control of a woman who doesn't care about anything other than making me look bad and virtue signaling how great she is by blindly following any authority's dictation. And the reason they do this, guys, I'm tying this all back in. The reason they get away with this and can do this, because I can't take her to court. There's nothing I can do about this. Nothing. I'm a poor motherfucker man that can't do anything. Can't do anything. I can't even go to court. I can't sit in a courtroom. You think I can sit in a fucking courtroom? Are you kidding me? They'll just prove me unworthy to have to be a parent. Guaranteed. Because I'm going to have fucking mental disorders in court because I can't be around that shit. There's nothing I can do. She's using authority. She blindly, just whatever authority tells her. Her son got bullied. At first, she wanted to go against the bullying. But then when the bully told her, oh, it's okay, she said, oh, it's okay. So she's a terrible parent at that. She couldn't keep her son from being bullied by another adult. And then every single time. So the other incident. So I can't remember how long ago it was. Maybe 8 years ago, 7 years ago. My son got bit by a tick and got that. I can't remember the name of it now. But it's where you can't eat meat because you get an allergic reaction if you eat meat. Well, as soon as it happened, I told him, I said, no, fuck that. He's not going on goddamn medication for this shit. And because it's a natural thing. Your body heals itself. You don't need to go straight and get, I need drugs. Only a drug addict says that. So this bitch, to this day, I think it's been like 4 years. I think it's been like 3 or 4 years since he got bit and that happened to him. His mom still won't give him red meat. She's so out of touch. She still thinks he has an allergy to red meat. That boy, 6 months. I did my research on that shit right afterwards, and I started giving him what you do is you slowly reintroduce it. You slowly get the body used to it again. That's what I did. Within 6 months, he was eating like normal again. This bitch, 3 years later, she's still not giving him red meat. She's so fucking out of touch. This is the same bitch that takes him to the doctors and acts like she's his mom, when all she does is just cart him around and make money off of him. Goddamn right I'm pissed. These bitches are out of control. They're making slaves out of these kids. They are doing whatever they want with these fucking kids. And this system backs them.